Welcome to Town Hall. Everybody's doing the Care Bear stare. Velik actually just looks like he needs to poop. Fox is demonic. And Malice just gave up. So,
Just like, yeah.
and Taco,
I don't understand
did you even
this
bother?
Care Bear thing you speak of.
I'm not a Care Bear. I kill them.
Tastes good with barbecue sauce.
Lovely.
Really, Fox? You got to move your camera to cover up your beautiful background that I had for you today.
Oh, it was on purpose. Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah.
We have
There you go. Since you're one of them tree people, so.
You have a Groot. Oh,
It's-
yeah.
He didn't like the My Little
I have
Pony
one.
last time, so we decided to
I
come up
want
with
to be
something
able to
different.
share this with my friends. They're like, Rob, you want to see your stream? I'm like, I can't. It's got not appropriate footage in it. They're like, what's some gory shit? No, it's worse than that, man. It's worse than that. It's like, well, can you tell us? I can't. I'm so embarrassed.
So a new time for the stream. We'll probably go with this moving forward, and we are going to change the town hall to being just once a month, so you can catch us there. And the Tuesday stream will continue on every week. Just as a quick update. Woohoo! And for those of you that have noticed, yes, we just started there, Sihaku. Malice's hair color is green.
Dun, dun, dun.
Sort of.
Ready for St. Patty's Day.
In reality, I want my money back because honestly, that's like one of the worst dye jobs I have seen in a very long time, Malice.
I mean, it looks like you're going to a Limp Bizkit concert and like you're fucking 17. Come on.
And?
I guess maybe you should
Oh,
keep
I
it
know,
green.
man.
You just lost some years there. That's nice.
Makes
So-
it
If we're
look
all gonna
like
be, if we're all gonna
the
be green,
Bizkit was relevant.
And Taco just now looks like he's sick. Actually, I wouldn't do the green there, Taco, because for some
'cause you
reason
we can see the background going through it.
there's a chroma key on you,
Now
my
it
friend.
really looks like a poison taco.
There we go. You're back to being blue.
So today we wanted to talk about our communities, our guilds, and media, whether that is social media, whether that is streaming, anything else. Do you use it? Do you like it? Is it a hindrance? Is it helpful? How do you use it? And do you wish people would use it more? So, Taco, you've got actually a great story on how streaming has worked for you guys. So I'll let you go first and just dive right in and get that out of the way.
we have used social media and streaming and the power of memes to conduct warfare against a target.
Oh. You mean
So,
stream sniping?
no, not stream sniping. We had spies. There's a clear distinction there. We had spies embedded within the enemy group that gave us their location, got us an insight, and got us into the operation. For
Okay.
me personally, and even for the guys that were a part of my team in the game, no one on our team even had Twitch open.
But how is
Still got accused of stream sniping?
Yes. They are that stupid.
so? How has this helped or hindered your community as far as the stream snipe
Because-
accusations?
Because we are the first group to successfully board and attack a capital ship in the game,
Oh.
and it's all recorded on someone else's live stream because it kind of interrupted their own live stream. It gave us some notoriety. It pumped my guys up way up because everyone's like, "Yeah, we did something. It was exciting. It was fun. It was awesome." The other guys being so as salty about it as they were. Just made it even better because all my guys were just laughing their asses off. And it just turned into us. We produced some memes as well, which we made sure they got circulated somehow. Not directly through us, but,
Definitely not be a spy. You got to keep this covert.
But yeah, engaging in social media, engaging in propaganda and warfare. We recently hit our target again about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And because of that, they cried so much to the developers. they had to make a big wall of text to go, oh, you guys can't stream snipe anymore.
People are gonna break that. So like I was just out here exploring, and holy shit, there you are, and I was bringing my crew. Fuck, we went for a picnic. Fancy meeting you guys here.
He was showboating the same way that they were, and he just had the wherewithal of being able to get in there and kick some ass, you know.
Should
So,
we
I mean,
vote was bigger than the other guys?
There's no way
Um,
the developers can enforce that. So why did they even make a post about it?
Also, in a game, in the actual final in live game, if you were streaming and advertising your location, and someone else is watching that, oh hey, this group has all these expensive ships out. Oh, they have cargo.
Ooh, tasty picnic.
Absolutely. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous for developers to think that they can police people watching other people on like Twitch and stuff. Like I can kind of understand it when it comes to like FPS
Oh, the
games
developers
and
aren't
stuff.
gonna.
It's that's kind of because that kind of like directly does feel a little bit more inappropriate to me when you're like trying to stream snipe somebody on like an FPS game or something. But when it's like an MMO, I mean that's part of the history of guilds and MMOs.
Yep.
Our large guilds have always infiltrated other guilds to find out where they are,
Yeah.
and crush their crap.
Yep.
That's just what happens.
Would they have said anything if these guys weren't the guys that have been spending thousands upon thousands of dollars buying ships
No.
and things like that? No, of course not.
No.
Right
That's
there.
not it. It's not because of the money. It's because the
always
people
because
that
of the
run
money.
this group are super fans. They've
Spent
volunteered-
thousands of dollars.
Are also known as
they've-
big swipers.
They've put together like the Bar Citizen stuff. They consider themselves very involved. They think they're like liaisons for the developers, but they're really not. So basically, all that post was just like a token gesture. So that way the devs can just say, "There, we did something. Now leave
Yeah.
us alone."
Get off our back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, the devs of Star Citizen actually did something. Okay, moving to Damn Skippy's comment. Say if you're dumb enough to advertise, you get what you deserve. Play stupid games. Moving into games like Camelot Unchained, are you guys going to let people or encourage streaming, knowing that people are going to see what it is your guild is doing and all that kind of stuff, and you're in a high PvP game? Is this going to be a hindrance with all the amount of streaming that people are doing?
I would
I
say
have
no.
actually discussed stratagems with my people, in that I would give my stream key to another member of my group who also streams, so that way he can be streaming on my account while I'm doing something else, basically as a psych to screw off anyone who might be trying to watch my stream.
Careful about saying that live there, Taco, because that is kind of against policies. Anyway.
For
You-
Twitch.
Yeah, for Twitch.
This is something specifically for Camelot Unchained that I've given a lot of thought of because we have a number of streamers in our community, and most of them are way more successful at it than I am. So I haven't really considered it so much for me, but for other members who might want to stream stuff. And my hope is that the terrain and the combat and everything of Camelot Unchained is such that with the travel time, they've talked about having longer travel times across continents and everything, that maybe that there should be modest precautions you can take that will limit the effectiveness of someone watching your stream. Like at least adding in you can add in a stream delay so it doesn't immediately go to stream. And even if you add like a couple of minutes to that, no, it's not going to make a huge amount of difference. But if it takes them 5-10 minutes to get across continent to get to you, you add a couple minutes of stream delay and stuff. I'm hopeful. I still haven't decided 100% that that's going to be a thing, but I'm hopeful that that's going to be enough. That do I really care at that point? Because they're going to get map updates. People are going to see a big mob walking around the continent. They're going to find out when we start hitting a keep. So is it going to really give them advantage for where we're going? And given especially that the game has scouts.
Well, so we're specifically going to be wanting stream snipers. We're going to put a delay on it. They're going to know what zone we're in, and then like-type groups will show up to fight us. That sounds
Exactly.
great.
Yeah. I mean, it all depends on like it depends on what you're streaming, right? Like let's say if you're Trev and you're streaming and you're building a keep, like your own fort's keep, that is bad. You're giving people intel, like, hey, this is what the interior of my castle looks like. He would never
Here's
do
the
that,
structural
right?
integrity. Here's all the weak points.
No, exactly. But like, let's say like what I did
Fair
with
point.
ESO, because I streamed ESO and Cyrodiil, right? Like we would mute the mic when we would say, hey, this is the next target we're hitting. But if it's fight night and we're already sieging a keep, like the map's gonna, exactly as Mel said, the map's gonna get flagged anyways. So we're just inviting people to the fight. It's not like if we're doing like really covert maneuvers, okay, blue team flank left, right team flanks, so and so, or you guys stay in ambush, then yeah, okay, you're a fucking idiot, right? But I mean, if your enemy's attacking a keep, I mean, they're going to get notified through a variety of different in-game and out-of-game means. So you're not really exposing it. Like, hey, like, oh wow, they attacked us. Oh wow, they're attacking us. I had no idea. Oh, there used to be a keep here. Now it's rubble. That will never happen, right? So for me, I plan to stream myself. Like Friday night fight nights or whatever when we're actually doing big battles. Hell yeah, because we're already there. You want to come join us? More cannon for the fodder, right? So
I think you can take at least 2 real easy precautions that kind of really reduce the problems with it. One, just set up their audio so that only their audio and their game audio is going into the stream, and Discord is not. So all the commands that other people are giving not going into the stream. And 2, because I would have a bit of an issue with that, but 2, maybe don't start the stream when you start your battle group. Tell people, all right, if you're going to stream, don't stream until we get onto the continent we're sieging. Exactly. Then you can start your stream.
Yeah. Or like when we're at the castle already, or like 5 minutes away, like, okay, now we turn on the stream. Now we make it live, right? Yeah. Or we take off a 5 or 10 minute delay because, like, okay, it's going to take them a while to get here. As soon as, like in ESO, as soon as you physically start attacking the keep, they can't teleport there anymore. So as soon as you do that initial volley of catapults, it's like, okay, they're locked in. So now they're at least a 5 or 10 minute, horse ride away to actually get here. So we can do a lot of damage in 5 minutes. And then my viewers had a chance to be like, okay, sweet, this is them crushing. This is, what they're doing, right? And then after, go ahead.
I would also advise against streaming if you are specifically leading your group. Your attention is already going to be divided amongst everyone in your group, that you do not have the attention span for the stream itself, as well as keeping track of all this other stuff. Streaming should be kept to, like, if you're a leader, if you are leading a large group, lay off the stream. And if you have people in your group who are streaming, maybe be wise of that, because then you can put them in positions knowing that they can be watched by anyone, and you can use that to your advantage.
Trev brings up another great point, to not stream the inside of your buildings and your keeps. Make people learn that stuff from memory. If you give them a video, they're going to go back.
Make them earn it.
Best streamers usually in the classic fantasy role is healers. They get to see the back of the fight. They're more static, and they're watching the whole fight in front of them anyway. So they're going to be your best stream images. Don't have your main assist, usually your leader or whatever like that, being the streamer, because that's going to screw you up every time. Also, back in the days of Dark Age, we actually had a ICQ channel that everybody would log into and go, ping, I'm in this location, come fight me. Oh, come fight me in this area. That's all streaming's going to be now. Ping, hi, come fight me. Yeah.
It's interesting watching a lot of these big name streamers, like guys that are doing Escape from Tarkov and all that kind of stuff. They actually hate getting on and streaming and trying to get anything done, because inevitably there's always some Trev troll that's out there watching their stream that's going to go and basically ambush them. They know where they're going, they know the patterns, they get in there and they're going to kill them. And it's like, hey, a lot of these guys will play the game for fun or for enjoyment off the stream, because you're always going to have those trolls out there.
Well, slap a 5, especially in first person shooters, put a 5 minute delay on it. At the end of the day, you are in 5 minutes in a first-person shooter, you are literally across the map 12 times.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
like
5 minutes is excessive. Like 30 seconds streaming FPS is enough, right? I mean, like
it depends on the FPS. If it's a match-based FPS, who the fuck cares? No one's going to be in that server anyways.
So here's a question for you guys. If you are streaming often, and we all kind of have our typical way of doing large-scale battles and tactics usually are very similar, are you afraid at all that people are going to start watching these videos much like sports do? They watch videos of other teams to kind of get an idea. These are their tactics. This is what we do. We can kind of head them off and do that kind of stuff. Yes, I know that you...
Since Dark Age of Camelot.
Yes, I know that you like battles and you like to fight people, but I know you also like to win, the keep or whatever it is you're going after. Are you afraid at all that people are going to start learning what you're doing and be able to basically one-up you all the time?
If your guild gains any kind of notoriety, whether it's in Star Citizen that I'm doing, whether it's in Camelot, or whether it's in whatever, the people you go against are going to know your name, and guess what? They're going to look you up. They're going to look and see if any of your members are streaming.
Yep, spies too. Remember, spies,
whether you're popular or not, people are going to look you up.
You don't even need to stream. I mean, well, I'll use an example in Arcage. I've got guys who are just that familiar with every last person on the server, and so we'll slam into them and go. They'll be like, they'll call out some guy's name. Have to take him down first because even though we can't recognize, he's in a mixed guild group, whatever. Kill this guy first because he's a healer. He's got this skill. Keep him. He's got to be locked down. People just know people and know what to do. Don't think we're competitive. People are competitive. People will always be looking you up, finding out what you do, finding your skills, watching you play, remembering what you do. I mean, we did it back in like a Dark Age of Camelot. People weren't streaming, but they were making YouTube videos of compilations of their recordings, and we would sure as hell watch that and go, "Oh, their bank. That's why we kept losing. Their banshee kept leading and popping off this ability that we weren't really noticing." All right. Next time we hit them, make sure that we take down the Banshee first. Then we can follow up to this. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. And then what did they do? Yeah, we won that match. Then they changed up their tactics. Well, if competitive people like to keep it fresh, if the same thing keeps winning, they get bored and quit anyway.
Yeah. Like in Glory Victus, which I've played recently, we would always have multiple different captains. Because if the captain dies, because people know who the leader is, like, look for so-and-so, kill him first, right? Or her first. So you always have to have backups or have a rotating commander, because if your enemy knows you, if you're constantly fighting, they know who to kill first. Like, kill the commander first. If he can't have eyes on the battle, he's going to rely on secondary or tertiary sources, right? So that's where, game captains or commanders should never stream, but you should always have that rotating or have backups or have multiple groups heading the spear front. So that way, if you are taken out, which you always will be, because people can be like, oh, he's the one streaming, he's the one giving the orders, kill him first. Or, hey, he's the crown. And you sort of be like, oh, he's the crown, kill him first, right? Even if he's not the commander, kill him first, because they're all following him like birds to a fly, right? So it's you have to be.
That's why I always play the super tank. I want to be the unkillable machine.
Yeah.
The one thing that I do have a concern about with regard to people copying your learning what you're doing and everything from the streams, and which is another good argument for why officers shouldn't be streaming, and people who are streaming shouldn't be getting the Discord chat and everything into their stream so everyone can hear what the officers are saying. Is the one thing I do get concerned about is them copying how you organize and how you coordinate things, not so much what your in-game strategy is, but learning, you've spent time building your system and how everything works and how you coordinate with all your members and your groups, and then people just listening in and starting to copy that, because even though they can build their own methods and everything, if you do have a good thing going, I think that's a bigger piece of how you're effective in the game than what
I always want our streamers to make sure that they mute all comms so that the only person they can hear is the streamer.
Yeah,
because even at that, even if they're barking orders or whatever like that, they have no idea what the responses are.
They have no context.
Right.
But there's ways to mitigate that too. I mean, we have so much technology. You can easily mitigate. You can have Discord and TeamSpeak open. You can have Discord on the app and Discord in the web. So you can have two different audio sources, two different audio channels.
Mhm.
I think the problem with that is you have a lot of people that get into streaming and they're like, oh, I want to stream for my guild, or oh, I want to do this. There's a lot of tech that needs to go into being able to route audio properly. And if you don't, if you're not dedicated to a stream or dedicated to the idea of streaming, one, it's going to be crap. And two, there's no way you're going to get all that stuff set up. I mean, it's ridiculously complicated.
Yeah, and you have to be quick at it too. In ESO, we had, I think, 3 streamers in the guild that we were at, and we literally took turns. And sometimes we wouldn't stream until a guildie would be like, "Hey, I can't play right now. I want to see how the fight's going." And then we would literally just say, "Hey, who wants to stream tonight?" "Oh, okay, you okay, sure, yeah, you go." Like, I don't want to stream tonight or whatever, right? Or like, I haven't done my hair.
Well, if you want to do that, you can always use the streaming in Discord. I actually really like using that sometimes.
Well, that's what I mean. I don't go, if you look at my Twitch, I haven't been active for like 2 years because I only do Twitch stream now, right? Because I do it for my friends, right? Or do it for like, my other guildies. So,
yeah.
So Sears421 says that anyone in her guild caught streaming content, current PvP actions, would be kicked because they're so nice.
Swift blade of justice. But to each their own, right?
Yeah.
Like in ESO, where I streamed primarily in combat, I was never the commander. I was a backup. I was like the third backup, or so for us, the main person, like Malice said, he was a tank. He was up front, which I disagree, but he was up front. He was a stamina warden. He was heavily armored. He was way up front, right? I was a healer in the back, so they're like, "Hey, Fox," or Shavik at the time, "You stream because you can see the whole combat. You're just going to be staying there in the pansy row anyways, so people can have a good look at how the fight's going instead of just looking at one person, constantly hacking." So it all depends guild to guild, right? They didn't care because they knew that my voice comms would be off, so they were okay with it. I got permission. I always ask for permission too.
This discussion is getting me to think about how I'm going to enforce it for my group for my game.
What do you mean by enforce it?
Well, if you're going to allow streaming, where is it going to be streaming? Because in the context of playing a game like Star Citizen, I'm thinking like the bridge of a capital ship where the person organizing the fleet, maybe no streaming on the bridge because that's where you have like the holo map or whatever. And then I'm thinking, would anyone else really have situational awareness? Like if some guy who's a turret gunner, are they going to have anything? Probably not. Are you going to be able to get much info? Probably not.
Would you guys want to bring somebody along in whatever groups or whatever raids you're doing, and you basically tell them, hey, don't fight, don't heal, don't do anything, stay alive, and stream?
Oh,
I would never force someone to try to make someone do it. But if someone was like in Camel Unchained was like, I just want to play a scout and hang out on the fringes and stream the group.
Yeah,
cool. That would be great.
I mean, it also depends what you're trying to achieve while you're streaming, right? Like I streamed, I had like a dozen viewers, and it was like half of them were like from our guildies, right? And I'm pretty sure the other half were not really paying attention. So like for me, it really didn't matter. But if I had if somebody has, let's say, thousands of viewers, right? They have to have that content to keep them entertained. So something like you were saying, Zaylen, where you have a dedicated person streaming or whatever for the entertainment aspect of it, then yeah, I could definitely see that. But if you're just dripping around for your guildies and there's half a dozen people watching, then it's like, hey, if I don't see it, yeah, go ahead.
You're also going to have your dead moments too.
Oh, of course.
So. Yeah, the one thing that I do think is important to consider for however you take them, whether you have them allow them at all, or you insta kick them from the guild, like Sears said they would do, or you only restricted to certain roles, or you let them do it with other requirements. I think a lot of that also very much varies by the game. Because you look at something Camel Unchained versus something like Star Citizen, I think the requirements for what you need are going to be totally different. Because I think about going back to EVE Online. If I had a corp in EVE Online, I probably wouldn't let someone stream at all.
Oh yeah,
because that would be beyond reckless. Just tell everyone where we are on the map. That's fine. That would be terrible.
Yeah. No, and Eve, the guild that was in, I wouldn't even conceive streaming, but we had a very strict, like Sir said, strict no streaming policy, because even what zone we're in, you can see how many people are in that particular channel, whatever, what people are fighting or what people are flying. You can easily, they have 3 Logi chicks, 1 capital ship, or the capital ship is in, I saw in their in-game chat that a capital ship was at this zone. Fucking round up fucking everyone in your dog walker were going. So it was a big no-no. But then again, it was full of spies and double agents. Like, oh yeah, no, we have a spy, in this guild. We have a spy in this guild. We have a spy in this guild. Like it's. I mean, if people want information, they're going to find it. But streaming would just be like just that much worse because people were fucking intense.
If we have a situation where, say, you have a fleet, and the only people that know where you're going are like the captains of each ship, who are then able to set destinations, or maybe they have the ability under command and control of like, okay, this is where the fleet's going. Boop, we're going here. Everybody lock in. We're going to quantum and go that way, right?
Yeah.
Maybe then you have operational security. I don't know, and I don't know how that's going to turn out. But there's more opportunities because, I mean, even if, say you're an engineer and you're spending most of your time in the engineering section of a large ship, are you going to know where you are? It's like being on a submarine. You don't know where you are.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So are you guys planning, or given the discussion and kind of where the wheels have started to turn, is streaming something that you're going to want to encourage going into, say, let's Camelot Unchained, since that's kind of the big one for most of us right now? Is that something you're going to want to do? You're going to actively push for, or is it just kind of a, if it happens, it happens?
I would say I'm not going to push for it. I'm going to encourage it, mainly for like the free PR that you get from it, right? People advertising like, oh, hey, these guys are fun. They seem to be having a good time. They seem to be active. I mean, it's a good way to get people interested in your guild to get you in,
It's a
right?
great way to recruit.
Yeah, if you're doing something fun and like if you're having like for me, streaming was always like, I'm having a blast. I want other people to enjoy this with me. So I'm going to turn it on. If you have fun, just, living vicariously over my shoulder while I play, and I'm entertaining you just by you enjoying what I'm doing, why not? Why neglect some of that experience, right? If you're just building or you're crafting, like I've when I browse Twitch, some people are playing a game and they're streaming crafting, or they're streaming like them gathering resources, and it's just like, they're talking with the people in Discord or whatever, but it's like, oh my god, you're just grinding, dude. Like, I'm watching you grind. Like, what does my life come to? Like, fuck.
I mean, people watch
I
Minecraft.
hate grinding enough that like I don't want to watch you grind.
It's like playing
Minecraft streams,
Sims
so
and watching
I don't know.
It's like watching your in Sims, watching your sim play the computer. It's like, holy shit, this is fun. Holy crap! It's all like,
I'm not gonna lie. I run into some people with some strange Twitch fetishes. They really dig watching people do the most mundane crap. I mean, honestly,
Farming Simulator.
Go bounce around a bunch of Twitch channels. You will find the girl sleeping, 1,600 people watching her. I mean, come on. Like, holy... Really? Like, you can't even see her face. She's not scantily clad. She's nothing. She's just like...
You see a mound, a comforter, and a foot, and that's about it. Yeah.
And that's about... 16 people watching this person sleep.
Yep.
So, I mean, if people do that, they will watch people grind an MMO. Trust me.
Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow on Fox's streaming channel, him asleep.
watch my cat use the litter box.
For your question, though, I would not. I would encourage people to stream in my guild. I would not push them to. But it is something that, like, if we didn't have anyone in our guild streaming on any kind of a regular basis, I would want to make sure it was happening, even if I had to do it myself or I had to get with one of my officers or somebody that's not leading PvP groups, and then stream through that. I'd want to make sure it was happening for kind of publicity and recruitment purposes, but not to the point. More to the point of like where I would assume it on myself or someone else to have to do it, as opposed to trying to pressure other people to do it in the guild if they weren't already doing it. But if we have one or two people who were doing it, I'd be perfectly happy letting them continue to carry on.
And it goes to like, what is your guild doing? What is your prerogatives guild, right? If you're a hardcore, like let's say like Mouse's guild, you're hardcore, you're elitist, you want to win, then I can see streaming being, or like any guild where they want to keep their cards close to their chest, I can see streaming not being effective.
Stream,
But if you're like,
stream.
yeah, well, I stand corrected. But if you're just derping around, like most of the friends I have, we were just fucking. If we lose, okay, well, fuck, we lose, whatever. We had fun doing it. Then for me, it's like again, I really wouldn't care. But I guess each guild would be different. Like Sears 421 said, right? I mean, if they had difficulties with it, then they had to set up parameters to prevent it, right?
All right, question from Bobo to each of you. What would be your main reason to have your gameplay sessions streamed?
Recruitment, plain and simple.
APR, B, honestly, we roll so light sometimes that we love to take on large amounts of people, and we get kind of our rocks off on running away giggling with their stuff, going, hey, there's 50 of you chasing 3 of us. It took 50 of you to stop us. I mean,
Bunch of Viking leprechauns.
so we're basically we love thumbing our nose at people like that. We have a lot of video out there. If you ever want to look up Gladius Rex, there's a lot. He'll post it on YouTube, all kinds of stuff of us running around Arcade. It's like, oh, look, you literally rolled out 3 warships, 75 players, everything else because he stole 1 cart full of resources. It's like, awesome. You do realize it just recall stones and everything else, it cost you probably more than that whole cart was worth. But good on you for stopping us.
For me, it's just if I'm doing something fun or something cool or something that's exciting or could end up blowing up in our face and being comical, I want other people to enjoy it along with me, right? I hate when I'm playing a game, like especially an MMO or whatever, and something spectacularly cool happens, whether we get wiped or we win through unbeatable odds, and then I'm like, fuck, that was amazing. Did anyone see? Oh, fuck, no one was watching. Oh, shit, right? No one lives in here, and now all of a sudden it's a Fox story, right? If I try to say it, they're like, oh, yeah, sure, right? But, like, if you're streaming, you're like, oh, fuck, we got that on footage. And there was many times, and I've recorded on my Twitch stream, I think on our YouTube channel, where we were like, you can hear people saying, like, oh, please, God, somebody be recording this. Please, God, somebody be recording this. Like, holy shit. Like, that for me is why I do it, for the entertainment. Now, for the PR aspect of it, I was never the guild leader, so I couldn't care what our numbers looked like as far as guild recruitment went. But we always had a city stream coming in. And for CU, with our group, I mean, I would want to have that active recruitment happening. So for me, PR would be like, hey, cool, that was neat. That was kind of, that was fun. You want to be in on this too? Come on in. No more trap trolls. We're full, though.
I think for me, it's always going to be that PR and that nostalgia type of thing. For instance, we've got video of Cress in Star Wars The Old Republic. We killed a dude. Skippy comes along, force pushes him off the edge. At the exact same time, Cress is doing a jump to that person. Well, that person's now over the edge. So there goes Cress to his death.
I was literally just thinking of one of my guildmates who has a clip of me playing Reinhardt in Overwatch, doing a charge and completely messing up and just off by myself, right off the edge of a map. Like as soon as I'd respawn and go running out, I'm like, "Whoa!" And he just likes to be like, "Hey, I still have that clip."
And those are the kind of things that we love to relive. So yeah, streaming. So a couple of you have brought up YouTube, so let me kind of move this along. Twitch, YouTube. Is there one that's better for your guilds? Corona.
No, coronavirus. This is actually the protection against coronavirus. You have to drink more Corona.
So do you guys in this day and age where we're at now with everything, do you prefer the Twitch streams or do you prefer making the content that you're doing, recording it specifically for YouTube? Yes, I'm acknowledging the fact that you can push the Twitch stuff to YouTube, but there is a difference in making something for YouTube as opposed to just a raw stream on Twitch.
The lack of
Because-
fun with YouTube that ended up coming out really is that we can't just slap music to stuff anymore. It takes up, they just rip down your stuff because they're like, oh, that song was 2 seconds too long or some crap like that. Or Metallica is having a fucking aneurysm because they used we used their song, even though we're not making any money or doing any monetization. We're just streaming a game, you know.
Only if you take copyrighted material from someone with money.
Well, yeah.
I've
most-
had people copy our community's copyrighted material and use it on their own accounts. YouTube doesn't care. I spent
right.
months trying to get them to take it down. They would not. They care not at all.
You don't swipe hard enough, sir.
The benefit,
That's what I said. Only if the people who have own that copyrighted stuff have money, then they care.
Yep. Pay to
the
win.
benefit of the benefit of YouTube is you can then take stuff that is recorded from different angles, which is what I did with my infamous pool party incident,
Yes.
where I took the clips from their Twitch stream, and
Yeah.
juxtaposed it with the clips that we
Yes,
recorded, showing how we got in, that we were there among them for a good 20 to 30 minutes. And the best part is, after I released that video, I had people in their Discord taking screenshots of their chat logs, and they're trying to figure out how we got in and how many there were. And we're just like, yeah.
That's the best example. I mean, that he pretty much gave an example to what I was going to say. Like for YouTube, if I had the time and energy and had the post-production editing capability, I think YouTube, if you took a one night of, let's say, rating, which was like 4 or 5 hours, you could then sit down to a 5-10 minute video with good editing and all that, fancy shit. That for me, it would be a YouTube, but I'm way too lazy for that. And I don't have the brain capacity for it. So usually for me, Twitch is easy. I just like, okay, I have my, wire border around my thing. I have my, little webcam over here, and then that's it, right? Like content just kind of creates itself for a dozen, and that's it, right? Like you watch it, you watch it. Sweet.
In our
Plague is
case-
currently recruiting anyone who is a fantastic YouTube streaming editor also. So
I have one,
just
but you can't
talk to
have
me, and I would be happy to have awesome compilation all-night battles crunched down to a 5-minute video or something like that.
Yeah, I was gonna
Y'all
I
let
was
me
gonna
know.
say that I feel like streaming is great for like 90% of the cases, the vast majority of stuff you do, but then every now and then what we've used YouTube for in the past is kind of PR trolling and recruitment, where periodically we want a recruitment video, or we want to put together something from a big event that we did, and we put a lot of cut a lot of scenes and stuff together, and it's not something we would do very often, but just periodically put together the work to make something that is generally very high quality, because we don't really fuck around with like low quality stuff. We do have some people that are good at video editing, and we'll be like, here, you have a couple months to make this, go have fun and make something cool, and we won't bother you for another 6 months about it.
Or you can just immortalize just amazing moments. I remember back in the Battlefield days when we had Battlefield 4 server, we would just put up clips and whatever all the time, but like all the funny and hilarious shit that we'd get into. Like, for example, one guy shooting out another, getting a headshot on a dude in a helicopter with a magnum. Stuff like that makes people go, what the fuck? We always would take clips like that and just be like, here's all the funny shit that goes down on our server.
Yeah.
So
The big
and
thing
this
that I really want to do is actually get a compilation video of a lot of my members and then like make a recruiting video. I think that would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
We spent a huge amount of time for some past guilds, especially Star Wars: The Old Republic, where we spent weeks filming one with all of our members and everything, and it turned out really cool. 2KB was pointing out that the way the algorithms work, you need a certain amount of views and likes and stuff on YouTube to really push your video out there. But the good thing I think about YouTube opposed to streaming, though you can do streaming clips and stuff, but I think the good thing is you don't really need its algorithms. We have game forums. We can make a video, we can post it out there, and then go on Camelot Unchained forum or Star Citizen forum, post it on there, and the people we really want to see it are gonna see it.
Or better yet, if I'm talking to somebody who wants to join our group for Star Citizen, I'd be like, hey, here's what we did 9 months ago. We fucked over these guys' pool party. It was awesome.
Do you want to know this?
Every time you say that, it
I
makes me
still
laugh.
link our old school Arcade videos all the time. Like, oh, you want to know the because like we were sitting around and somebody was like being all nostalgic about Hasla, and they're like, oh man, and it was really cool when you could do all this other stuff. I go, oh, have you seen our Hasla videos? No. Link, and then all of a sudden they're just like, oh my god, that's awesome. Like, just watching like 20 of us as gliders just slam into a group and just murder everybody.
So
like, just
given how important that all of these YouTube videos are to
Hasla.
everybody here,
Mhm.
is this something that, and just random, is this something that you guys are willing to pay for to have done for your guilds? Is it that important to you? Is it that
is just
beneficial?
random. I'm sure it's very random. Zaylen, I've
It is
never met
extremely
you
random.
at a point when you're like, just randomly, I'm curious.
Just these things pop into my head, so
If I did not have if I did not have people in my guild that could, there are very select times where I would pay certain amounts of money to do it if I wanted to put together like a big recruitment video or something. But it would be
So
like
all of
it would literally
those-
be like a one-off type thing.
So all of you in
where I'd
Ordo
be like-
Veritas, he just said that he was willing to pay at some point. So now y'all just need to start demanding money.
This is why I know there was nothing random about it. Zaylen, I know you too well.
No, you
believe
don't.
in random.
No, you don't.
But that's what it
Uh-huh.
would be like if I wanted a really high production quality like recruitment video or something that we're gonna make one and that is it ever. I would consider paying for something like that,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it would depend on the cost too.
Oh, I'd pay.
But
I'd
for
slap
just
$100
like
bucks.
compilations
Give
of
that
like battles and stuff,
$100.
I can do that myself. Maybe not in high production quality, but I can do the level of editing required for something like that. So I wouldn't pay for that.
You can, but that's like a carpenter saying, honey, I'm not going to fix that. I can, but I'm not going to pay somebody else to do it because I can fix it. And in reality, he's never going to get around to fixing it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. There are some
you
very
put $100
few
at it?
things I would consider paying for. But general use, like just showcasing a couple battles and stuff, the vast majority of things I would maybe want to, I wouldn't want to pay for. And mostly because I ain't got that kind of money.
Fair enough. So Malice is the cheap date. He's going to give $100 to somebody to do his dirty work. So there you go. Facebook.
Oh, that's a cheap date. I was gonna Fiverr it. Just go to the Fiverr website. Go $5. Who wants this Fiverr? This
Yeah,
Canadian
like-
Fiverr?
Yeah, it's
I mean,
hard. You
no,
find
they'll
somebody
tag
that do a
them
quality
like
video on
$35,
Fiverr
like-
for $5. You let me know because they're about to get a lot of work.
It's better than anything I can do. Okay, so for me,
Dude.
$5, I'll get.
Fiverr is the most amazing website. I got my my last year's guild shirts done on Fiverr, and I ended up paying $35. Because I had a bunch of edits, a bunch of redos, it was way more complex than a $5 product, and I had no compunction that they weren't going to charge me for more than $5. But like, I still walked away with $35 for a really nice piece of art, unique art, and knocked it out in like 2 weeks.
If you want to learn about the economics, of outsourcing, go to Fiverr.
Well, and also learn the economics of when some person in some country that you've never heard of is doing your work, because $35 to them like bought them their rent for the month, because you're paying an American.
Well, it's a good gambling, gambling in a sense of like, let's say like you wanted to like a production video. Let's just use that as a scenario. Let's play this movie out. You wanted a production video of your team's recruitment, right? And let's say you want to spend let's say $50, right? You can spend okay, I'm going to hire 10 guys to get to do the exact same video. One of them is going to be really good, and then I'm going to go to him for the future business. Right. So I mean, you just go there if a couple of guys flop, it's $5 investment. Fuck it, right? Where if you spend $100, $200, $300, you get something, you're like, yeah, that's okay. I've already spent the money. Like I kind of have to live with this now, right?
Right.
Like we had some guild logos sent out to Fiverr for like CC and PTX or whatever, right? And we got some pretty decent things. We also got some trash too. And I'm like, fuck, man, you paid $5 for this? Like, okay, it's only $5, but like another person paid like I think it was like $75 or $100 to get a logo made, and I'm like, oh fuck, man, that's a lot of money, and it's okay, like, but somebody on Fiverr could have done that, or like I could have done that with enough time in Excel. So it's like
I'm trying to remember. There's another site. It's perfect for logos. If you're trying to make a logo for something, you actually put out the logo idea. You're like, this is what we do, blah 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 blah, and then you put a price on it, and then all of the artists compete for that cash.
there you go. There you go. I mean, fuck, that's almost capitalism right there, and it's
It's almost capitalism. That sounds like cutthroat capitalism to me.
Because I mean, like this isn't your bread and butter. Like if you're running a business and you need someone to make letterheads, company logos, company websites, okay, then you have to fucking get serious. But this is a fucking hobby. Like, I already got my balls busted for buying technology and shit for my wife. I don't need to be like, oh, honey, I spent $300 today to make a 120 by 240 pixel of a logo. So we're cool with that, right? Like,
Your hair's even greener from the back. That's probably because you have more hair back there.
Ha ha ha. So like this was part of basically a $50 project just to build this freaking logo. So like you can spend a lot of money real quick with artists.
Yeah.
So let's move to Facebook. Do you guys use it? Is it beneficial to your groups? Is it just kind of
Not
a
find me on Facebook.
That's a big fat no for Velik. No on Facebook.
Facebook, so
Plank does actually have a Facebook group. That's a private Facebook group. We use it a lot to just post pictures and funny stuff and whatnot at each other. But the membership is really the core members. You don't tend to have a lot of your random guild members who are going to join your Facebook group because that's a deeper connection than they usually want with people online. I mean,
but I'm talking about for those
their
people
real life.
that randomly group with you and go, oh, I grouped with Ordo Veritas the other day. Cool. I want to go find out more about them. What's the first place that most people are going to go? They're going to look you up on Facebook, right?
Facebook. Well, maybe, but that's weird. I hope people don't do that with me. Like,
Maybe I'm old, but
asshole.
I've never looked for anybody on Facebook. Or a guild, anyway.
Usually have websites, but these days, honestly, everything's devolved into what's your Discord.
No, exactly, yeah.
Let me search you on Discord.
Yeah, if I like something, I'm like, oh, whatever that product is, Discord server, official Discord server, right? Like, even for that game that Zaylan, you showed me the other day, like, instantly, I'm like, okay, Discord, I want to see what the Discord is. That means they'll have the rules information. I can see the member count. I can see what channels they have. I mean, that's for gaming. That's where most people go to. That's where most people hover around. I wouldn't say Facebook as much.
I imagine they're just going to Google search you. I mean,
yeah, there you go. Like I've run hobby like for miniatures, like War Machine, Warhammer, all that stuff. I ran a pretty large, like 300 member community, but it was from Facebook because you see each other in real life anyways. You all live in the same neighborhood in the same city, so it's like, who the fuck cares if people know what I look like? Because they're gonna fucking see me at the tournament anyways, right? But online, it's a little bit like I've had some.
A lot of people like that anonymity, you know.
Yeah.
Well, they see you now.
Yeah. Well,
well, I mean, damn, I literally run yearly cookouts so that people that want to meet face to face can, and that actually helps build up our core a lot. But on the other hand, you turn around and you don't have you have a lot of people who just don't show because they're not interested in that level of commitment socially, you know.
Yeah. There's some people that I fucking game with that don't even want to go in voice chat. And like I've been gaming with them for like a year or two, and I'm like, what the? You don't want me to hear your fucking voice? Who cares if you sound like a squirrel? At least we can fucking talk instead of typing. Like, you know what I mean? So it's Facebook would just be like a significantly higher level than that.
Some people
I've got a guild member who spent a year in the guild with. He would log into Discord, but he would never speak for a year. Yeah. And then now he's like shows up to our guild cookouts and does all the other stuff and talks all day. But like a year without talking. What are you paranoid of? Like,
well, I mean, in our current guild now, we had a female member that for the same thing for like the first 8, 9, 10 months, like she would be very active in chat, constantly, every day, good morning, talking to us, whatever. And we never heard her in actual voice comment until like 8, 9, 10 months later, and they're like, oh, that's what you sound like. Okay, cool, and Trev would know exactly what I'm talking about. So I mean, it's like,
Trev
for
is
instance,
still
like
here.
I think Bobo, I've never heard him talk really like in Discord chat, but he's still active. He still talks a lot. You know, he still has valid input. So it's just like, okay, whatever.
You want to
Facebook,
hear
one
and
more.
see Bobo Tuesday night.
Tuesday night.
Yes,
See,
Tuesday night.
That was a plug-in. I set you up, buddy. Got it.
You're locked in, Bobo.
Locked in.
Twitter. You guys use it?
Oh,
Yes.
and anyone who digs accents, you gotta come to the Bobo show because the man has a sexy, sexy accent.
Man, I ain't got time for
Poor
the
Bobo's
Twitter
like,
half the time.
Twitter, not so much.
We have it actually. We have it meshed. Well, so we used to have a website. The website has fallen into complete disuse. But at the time, we had it rigged so that it would actually, you would post, you'd click on the Twitter button, it would auto post to Twitter and then auto post to our Facebook. So that you could get as much information as possible. But know what? I got a couple people in the guild who just decided to make it a meme to say, what forum? We have forums? And they said that so infinitely that it killed our forums. So
That's the beautiful setup for forums right there.
We're just now getting rid of our forums for our community because, well, we're mainly getting rid of our website. We have a website with all of our stuff on there, and
right.
we're slimming down from a larger community into an open community, and us focusing just in Ordo Veritas as a guild, and we don't really need a website, but we do use. Well, I use Twitter. I can't say that we have a guild Twitter at present, but that's my social media platform of choice. That and Reddit. So I have no time for Facebook, but I do use Twitter and Reddit. I'm
Alice
the main
wants to
mod
say
for the
something.
Camel Unchained subreddit, so
I
I
just
can't.
wait. I didn't want to cut him off.
Can't not use Reddit.
Fuck you, Gilded. Such a good idea. Such an epic failure. You make me sick.
Yep.
It's really annoying.
It was the beautiful future of Discord is everything. Let's instead of trying to change Discord, let's integrate with Discord and draw people into a greater expanded experience. No, fuck you. We're gonna replace you. Oh, we're shitty.
Felt like
The
I wanna-
second I started using Gilded, and then wait, you want me to leave Discord to come to your site to do stuff? That's not why I got you.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely not
Man,
why I got you.
I can't wait for TeamSpeak 5.
Yes.
I am so ready to get rid of Discord.
So this is telling you, anybody out there, anybody possibly listening to this, maybe on YouTube later, however, if you want to make the next Gilded, you let me know. I'll tell you what really is needed, and I will alpha, beta, whatever tested you want.
They give you $100
I will
bucks.
get on that shit.
So, Velik, in regards to Reddit,
Mm-hmm.
you're on that a bit. Is that something that could be, or you would see would be beneficial for communities and groups, or is that more of just an information gathering thing for your own personal tastes?
I think it's more useful for the like the game, whatever game you're into, the game's community itself. Not really useful for individual guilds, except maybe to like post recruitments and stuff if there are subreddits that allow it. Because it is somewhat discoverable that way. It does show up pretty reliably on YouTube not YouTube results, Google results and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that could be beneficial for like guilds, but mostly it's for the community discourse. As much as we have games that have forums, but most people who play an MMO do not go to the MMO's forums and post stuff and read stuff there. They just don't. Like most MMOs I've been in. Unless it's one where I'm involved in the leadership of my guild, I don't ever go to the official forums for
People
that
tend
game.
to be too fragile on Reddit.
I think I found that depends greatly on the subreddit you're on.
I was gonna say Reddit usually
That can be-
it's like a cesspool.
It very much depends because there are some like the Build a PC subreddit is pretty beautiful. Like there are a lot of really great people in there that help people with stuff.
Yeah.
But then you go to
We're talking
like
about Poison
some
Taco's
political
relation
subreddits.
to this, though.
Mm.
Poison
If you look
Taco's view. Sorry, I hate to cut you off, but Poison Taco's view is if this isn't 8chan and there isn't rape porn going on every screen, you're a Care Bear loser who is too fragile.
Wow.
So,
You went there. Yeah, you went there.
Wow.
I mean,
but like to be fair,
I mean, I
if you
have
go-
gotten
if you go and
banned
look
for
at the
using
Camelot
an
and Chain
R word,
subreddit
so-
for the last couple of weeks since the Ragnarok announcement, dumpster fire a little bit.
Yeah.
I won't even lie. Like we just went, you know what? People are mad. We are not going to over moderate this. We are like hands off, just burn away for a bit.
Well, I mean, like you have a great point. It's all community driven, like you're saying. Like, okay, like the subreddit battle stations is fantastic. People are very encouraging. Like, hey, it's a good setup. What you use? It's usually like I haven't really run into really any trolls there. We go to like let's say PC Master Race, and it's a fucking gong show there. It's pretty much it might as well be 4chan, right? Or you go into I think what was the other one? There was one other one too for PC building, and it's also shitty as well. So it all depends on that sub community within it. So, but as you said, like I'm on Reddit a lot. I have like I think 9 years with it. But for me, it's usually about the community. Like, what are people doing? What are the patch notes? What are the leaks? What's coming in? Are other people having this issue? So, I mean, I wouldn't really post recruitment if allowed on it. But we'll see, right? We'll see where the main community resides.
I have a problem with Reddit. I just never liked the format. I always thought the format was garbage.
Malice, you got like super quiet all of a sudden, dude.
Yeah, make sure you get closer to the mic, buddy.
I'm not allowed to use my favorite words on Reddit, so I don't like it.
The N word, the R word, and the F word.
No, I don't.
Fun,
I don't like.
respectful.
No, I don't like the N word. The R word
Nice.
is fun.
Respectful.
Then again, there's something about being creative and calling someone a troglodyte
Okay.
when they deserve it.
Did
But-
someone ban you for a troglodyte?
No,
Wait, troglodyte is a word, so it's not
That
that
is-
offensive.
Yeah,
but-
but other words.
it's even an insult.
Okay, we're moving away from words. You mentioned earlier forums. Do you guys feel it beneficial? And again, a really good example, something that's active right now, but I mean, is kind of the most common thing that's out there right now. The CU forums. Is that beneficial to you as guilds and communities? Not really.
Well, I got a couple people from the Camelot Unchained forum that have since written off Camelot Unchained and play Star Citizen with us now.
Yeah, the CU forums probably don't help with that. For me, I mainly use forums now when I beta test the game, and I mean this is true. If I'm beta testing a game, I go only on the forums when I'm beta testing to log in reports to try to help the product. But it's usually just a cessful, like vortex cessful of trolls.
I do think that the forums are useful, though, for the guilds. If for no other reason than having a permanent recruitment presence, and also for sometimes being able to troll your rivals.
Data storage. It's all about data storage. If
Yeah.
you have actual important information that you need people to have access to. So if you have some document that you want people to know and understand when they join your guild, or if you want, here are the builds we're looking for, here are character creators, or here are the approved logos to be used for the guild, or here's all these other things, it's a great repository of data.
Absolutely.
And that is the greatest loss I feel from us not having forums, is that permanency of
Gilded.
important information. Yeah, and when Gilded figures out that it's fucked up and goes back to being a non-suck, I would support it. And that's the thing, is we need something that integrates with Discord so that people don't have to leave Discord per se. They can link through it and get access to that permanent data. Because you can pin and do all that stuff in Discord, but that is just making a new list of bullshit you have to.
You ever notice that people are way too lazy to click on the pin of a channel, but yet they'll scroll through 7 pages of a forum thread?
I'm guilty of that. Yep.
Right, and that's why forums are still relevant.
Yeah.
I think part of the problem with that is it's real easy to forget that pin is up there,
Yeah.
and it's not always used. And then what's up there, it varies wildly by servers. So then you're
Random.
like, let me click it and just see if the thing I want is in the pin.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's true.
At least forums, to your own like mind and soul, go place to permanently store stuff. So people
Yeah.
will go look for it.
And that's why we dragged our feet for ages, because we did not want to get rid of the forums. But they were every year just getting used less and less, and getting used just as a storage place where we were just storing files. We had topics with requirements stuff, but no one's going on there to really be able to interact with or digest those except when they absolutely have to. And so it got to a point where we're like, okay, we're paying how much for vBulletin, and we're paying how much for web hosting for stuff that people aren't really using anymore.
Were you actively
and-
trying to push content to it and actively trying to engage people on it, or was it more of just hey guys, it's
ages.
here, use it?
For ages. I mean, we have had discussions on the stream before about how, my community has had a lot more activity requirements, and we would do regular activity checks and kick people if they'd never posted on the forums and all kinds of stuff. So we actually required it. We were like, you must go and post on the forums. And still though, we kept having to kind of back off on it increasingly, because people were just rail against it. And they did not want to go and post on the stupid forums.
Well,
and
a lot of people are lurkers. Even if you look at the activity of legitimate, like Arcade forums, for example, 10% of the people that actually read those forums are actual posters. Everyone else is lurkers, and they're just looking for the information that they see. And you have to understand that, accept that not everybody's interested in the forum communication. That doesn't mean they're not going to use your product for whatever they need. They're just not going to speak up. We did the same thing with our engine site. You had to sign up. If you joined the guild, you had to sign up, or I'd kick you. But you went through the process. But after that, if you didn't read this, and this, then after that, go ahead. You don't need to post. I don't need anything from you, because you know where the information will be posted. And I will always just say, like, okay, well, I posted this, and this. Everybody go check it on the forums. And we'd link it to chat.
It becomes their responsibility to go get the information.
Yeah, but it kind of got to the point where we were like, if we're mainly just using the forum for storing files and storing information, can't we just use Google Docs for that?
That's what we do right now.
It's free,
You have one pin with a document that lists the other important documents and files.
We have a lot of docs right now. We have our training documents for like flight training and
or just use Guilded
controls and stuff like that.
Why Guilded don't fucking work?
I mean, for file storage, it probably works just fine. But it's still an external site like Google Docs that you have to go to.
Why doesn't Google
I have considered using Guilded.
Why doesn't Google just have Google Forums?
that
Like, Jesus Christ.
Well, it was great when Guilded was integrated, but now Guilded isn't integrated anymore. So it's going to another site. So it's the same as going to a Google Doc at that point.
But then when you go there, you've got a calendar that you can also use and some other stuff. Yeah. So why not use it?
Oh, frigging shit. Because it's not
calendar.
integrated with Discord.
But there is no integrated Discord calendar.
Discord is smart. They'll eventually get that. They'll be like, hey, this is what people want. And there's competitors that see the value add that we have.
I beg to differ on that, because for years now, people have been railing.
Years.
They've been wanting a calendar.
One of the top rated things since Discord became a thing was the ability to record meetings.
Yeah.
Still no mention of it whatsoever.
Everybody wants a calendar. Look at Sears. I want a calendar.
Yep. Right. Everybody wants a calendar.
I would love not to have to use
community, guild leader,
for...
raid lead, anybody like that I know wants a calendar. Something where you can just get people to click a button to show they're committed to whatever it is that you're doing.
And this is all going to sound the dumbest thing in the world, but to me, Google Docs Google Calendar, all that stuff is for my real life. I want game-orientated content.
Well, you
Because
can't get it. 'cause
I like
Gilded
a-
sucks.
Right, but I like a separation of church and state. I want my real life and I want my game life. And I don't want fucking to have to use all the shit I use in my real life then to have to relate it to gaming.
Then
I
go
mean-
use Gilded.
I just have two browsers. Like, just have two accounts. I have like my Shavok one, and I have my real life one. And my
I have
real
like
life calendar is separate
27 Gmail accounts with 27 different things. That doesn't mean I still don't want.
from-
I just want a Gilded that works and then Google Docs for real life.
We should.
All I can-
Okay, Taylor, you gotta add a counter on your stream every time Gilded is mentioned. It's like bing, bing. And we'll
No,
make
it's
a
gonna
hard
become
drive.
it's gonna
No,
become a
it's
drinking
a
game,
drinking
just like
game, man.
Linuxification.
Gilded.
Gilded.
All I can say is if Discord added a thing where
Notification.
you could add an additional, if the server host could add like an additional sub and get like a server splash page with a calendar that people could interact with, I would pay for it.
I would pay for it.
I
Too.
would buy Nitro
Hands
in a
down.
heartbeat if those were features that
Yeah.
were behind a paywall on.
You don't want 50 more emojis?
I know, right? I have Nitro, and I'm like sitting there every day, like,
You
why?
overspending motherfucker. 'Cause-
I honestly can't. So I think I was the first person to get in my group to get Nitro, and I boosted the server. I was the first one. Even the last group, I was the first one to get Nitro and boost that as well. Because I'm like, I want to give Discord money so they can give me this shit. And after a year, I'm like, nothing. I got 50 emojis. I got slightly better bandwidth. I got shit, and I ended up doing like literally Google calendars for ArtCage on Unchained. We made I made it in Google Calendar, a special calendar for that, and posted it. And like people would just send me their PM me their whatever they wanted me to put, and I'd put it in and copy and paste it again. So it's like I literally.
All
2
you
weeks
people
of-
boosting your servers, somebody get over to Smart Gamer and boost that one. Come on, people.
Well, and that's
All my
honestly,
boosts are for
I
my
think the main
server.
reason I ended up getting Nitro was because several people on my server were boosting our server, and I felt bad that I wasn't. So I was like, all right, I guess I'll give them like $5.
Yeah.
I'm the leader of the server, and I'm not even boosting it. I feel bad now.
I'm there now. And I mean, that Trev Troll always reminds me, he's like, hey, Fox, that's no longer purple. How are you doing? I'm like, well, fuck, well, just Nitro 2. It's not worth it. Like, before I got free games, or shitty, but I got games. Now it's like, hey, you get Xbox. I'm like, I'm on a fucking PC. Don't give me Xbox games. I'm on a fucking PC.
Yeah, why do you think I have Discord? Why? Because I look at my computer while I'm playing my Xbox?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Let's
so
see.
fucking
You
stupid.
get more emojis. You get to customize your profile so you can have an animated GIF. You
Don't
can
use that.
support a server.
Damn, Skippy's got the
can-
answer.
Rep your support. There's nothing. It sucks.
Somebody would attempt Linuxification of Gilded. It would work.
You do at least get like the higher bandwidth for like the voice channels. That's like the only thing you really get for people boosting your server.
We tried that. We at one point for like a glorious 2 weeks, we were at level 3. We had something like 31 people boosting the server. That's before you got 2. That was like the original, like or
The requirement's way too high.
Yeah. It was really high, but we actually did it. We had one point for like 2 weeks. We had level 3, so we had that 320 kilobyte bandwidth, and I couldn't fucking see shit. Like I was hoping that people that had like the like really fancy like Blue Yetis or whatever, like like okay, Trev, his voice is nice and whatnot. He has a Yeti, so like okay, his voice is better. but
Travis
all
said
these
something
are
nice
bad.
about you.
Yeah, he's not even paying attention. He's Trev trolling the forum.
Wow,
So,
the
like,
only thing that's ever been said nice about Trev.
Yeah. For everything else, like everyone else, we all sounded the fucking same. We just heard how shitty everyone's mic is, and I was like, "This is fucking like, fuck shit, dang it."
Oh, damn it.
All right.
Oh, Fox, give me a big hug. You need a hug.
Do you need a moment, like your own little screen going on there? All
That was
right.
my Gilbert
Matter
moment.
moment. Just what?
Question to round out the evening. Favorite social media platform or media platform for your community?
Your mom.
Discord.
Not a media platform.
For the community to interact with each other or for use in the community.
Your call.
Discord.
I think everyone says that.
Do forums count? Do forums count as a social media platform?
Yes.
I think I'd be the only one at this point.
I was very sad to turn off our forums. I was very sad about it.
Yeah.
We used to do so much forum RP and stuff on there, just tons of it, and it hasn't been a thing in years. And I've been kept trying to bring it back and not panning out. No one wants to do play by post.
For those of us that come from the Dark Age of Camelot days, I mean, you lived on those forums. Those forums were so active. It's like you sat there watching them, waiting. Is this guy going to respond? Is he going to?
And the thing is, like, you went out to get a drink, you come back, and you're like, fuck, where am I? Like, I lost where I was. You have to scroll. Oh, fuck, we're on page 7 now?
That's now Discord's chat.
yeah. So, now it's Discord. But now you go to the forums, you're like, oh, fuck, no one's, like, the last post was 3 months
But see,
ago.
I have no problem
fuck.
scrolling back
away.
pages on a forums thread to read through stuff. Discord, I couldn't be bothered to scroll up.
So,
Because most of it's crap.
I don't disagree with you on that.
But
Unless it's like some good
But
meme
not only
chain.
that, but it's like it's such a nice archive. Like you can look up stuff for a game and you'll see a post that's like 8 years old that's got useful information.
Yeah.
yeah, I'd have to say outside of forums, it would probably be YouTube, actually.
YouTube, okay.
Well, because I don't actually do that much Twitch streaming. Mainly for like my show. I did some weekly game stuff, but I've never been very successful at it. And my guild as a whole hasn't really been involved in that. The only place where we've tried Twitter a little bit and haven't had a lot of success really interacting with other guilds or anything on Twitter. Most of my guild mates aren't like involved or active on Twitter. Facebook, I don't do Facebook, and a lot of our people don't really do Facebook much. So really it's come down to either like Steam groups, which is really more just playing games because we were in groups back when that was an active thing. Or YouTube, we've actually gotten some good like community comments and replies to our videos and stuff. So, I feel like that's the only one where we have actually gotten some interactivity with people outside our guild commenting on things that our guild have done and stuff like that for some of the videos and stuff that we've put out.
I think Bobo has made a really good point here. The Discord is great for instant communication, but not for the continued conversation. That's something that we're severely lacking. Gilded.
Gilded.
The other one that we use on occasion is Spectrum, which is the proprietary software for Star Citizen. So right now it's just a chat program. But
I thought you were going to say RedTube.
No. But I should just post videos.
I could get some good community engagement there.
But it does have chat. It does have public chat, so you can go and recruit people. And we also have our own organization section. So we have our own forums, we have our own chat role and all that kind of stuff. And eventually that's supposed to be kind of connected to the game. So you're going to be able to access all of that while in game as well, which that is a forum I'm looking forward to using because we can actually have info there and you don't have to go outside of the game to access it. So that's something I'm kind of looking forward to. All of that.
Bobo hits it again. Discord is a newer version of ICQ.
The one nice thing that you can do with, as you referred to, Google Docs and things like that, is instead of worrying about pinning random conversations, you just literally pin the Google Docs. So you're just like, yep, go there and click on that. That will
Still back to people not clicking on the pin.
Yeah, I only use pins for like rules or sticky documents, like how to use commands for bots and stuff.
I only do it for the hottest memes, but whatever.
I do it for my link to Gilded.
Used to, not anymore.
We have to drink.
I think for me, the future of advertising and content for games really is going to be more of the Twitch thing. That's it. People live on Twitch. More and more I'm running into people. It's like, oh, where do you hang out? What do you watch? What do you do? Where do you get your information? Twitch. for all of it. People
But
just
to
sit
be
there
fair-
and they live on Twitch. There are
I'm
people that
I
have
kinda-
24-hour streams up that just get the information there, and that's their community. They live there, they chat in the box, and it's just a constant
I kind of
24/7
wonder,
stream.
and I'm curious if other big game publishers or big game companies are going to explore having their own live streaming services. I mean, Microsoft has Mixer. I would not be surprised to see Sony kind of pursuing that kind of thing for the PlayStation.
See, I'm going to argue with you there, because if you look at the way that the streaming services are set right now, Twitch is the king, and it is so far ahead of anything else. You can't even see it.
Yeah, but
The number
there
2,
was,
yes,
there
is
was
Mixer.
Once upon a time.
And number
Zaylen, there was once
3
upon a
is
time
something
when
called
Netflix was the
Caffeine.
king, and now you got Disney Plus, now you got Hulu, now you got HBO, now you have to go to all these other shitty fucking streaming services.
Because they have
to watch-
something
But
to
Netflix-
offer.
No, but Netflix is still king. If you look at the
Not
revenue, Netflix crushes Disney Plus and all the other services because
and even then, we're still seeing the exact same trend. Microsoft has Mixer, now they're paying people to go from Twitch to Mixer.
Sure. and
they go to
that's
Mixer and die.
capitalism, and eventually Mixer will die, as Zaylen, I think, just said, and that's great, and it'll all revert back to Twitch. There's a reason why Facebook is popular. It's not because Facebook is good. It's not because it does great things. It simply was the first, and so gotta have the soapbox moment.
Facebook.
But
Saying
Facebook-
Facebook is the first is very rude to Tom. Thank you very much.
What? Very well.
Remember Tom from MySpace?
Yes.
Okay.
Whoa, there's a large tail. Anyway, Fox is getting a little tail. And now has a stash. Anyway, so Facebook, not a great platform, not a respectful platform, a bunch of fucking bastards for the most part. You could have gone all to Google Plus. The G Plus was an amazing platform with great sorting systems, fantastic. But you know what? No one did. They didn't move whole cloth to there because their grandma was still on Facebook.
Facebook
They
was the
still
first.
had to go say hi to that dumb bitch, no matter how much they were in Google Plus.
Well, and if you look, there's another company called Caffeine that used to be an old Apple designer that is trying to do this same thing with streaming. And they are suffering and failing miserably.
Right, because
Twitch is king. It was the first. It's going to always be there unless they royally screw something up.
But even with like Discord, like we've had that community when Poison Taco mentioned about TeamSpeak 5, I was like, hey, it's a really good fucking pitch for what he was able to fucking, divulge, right? So I went to my community and I was like, hey guys, this TeamSpeak shit looks really fucking good. Fucking everyone was against it. No, stay here.
We're
We
here.
already have something here. We already have our pinned messages. We already have our channels. Everyone's already here. I'm not going
and
to
it's
download. It's like, oh my
free.
god, yeah, and it's free.
It's
But
free.
no, but the thing is, I told him, I'm like, hey, listen, I'll fork out the money for the server. Like, I make enough that I'll pay for the server. Just come. No, I like Twitch. Or I like Discord. It's on my phone. And I'm like, oh my god, fuck's sake.
Just pull a malice.
It's gonna
Pull a
be on your
malice. It's
phone.
really easy. Accidentally click
One.
the disband button.
One, TeamSpeak is going to be on your phone. Two, I think
Whoops.
I think all of the chat services with TeamSpeak are going to be free. It's going to be voice channels that are going to cost you, or you just put it on your own server. So if you have a second PC, you can literally just build a second PC and run a TeamSpeak server off
Yeah,
that.
so there you go. That's an option. But like, I was surprised at how many people were not willing to move, even when it would be free for them. Like, and I tried to do them the pitch. I told them whatever you could to tell us, what Poison Taco, that was out there. I'm like, hey guys, we'll have this and this and this, and like, it's just like, guys, just click a link, download it. It's 200
gotta
megabyte
remember,
file.
just like every other nerd, for every other thing, we need you to move to this new game. We're all moving to this new game. Well, I don't want to leave the blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's the same bullshit. So it's
I
like,
think another key problem with it is, though, it's not just about them leaving your guild server, Discord server. I found that many people who use Discord most of them even are in tons of Discord servers,
Right.
and now you're asking them to pay attention to an additional separate thing.
That is
That's a good
exactly
point.
why I won't leave
Wow.
Discord, is because they hooked me because I have 500 freaking Discords I'm in, and
Good
I can
point.
hop
Shit.
at will to them. I can, more importantly, click on them, read content, and see who's in the channel without ever even entering the server. That's the
Yeah.
greatest, most awesome thing that any chat program has ever made. I can go, oh, who's over at Mytho Warhammers? Oh, who's over at
Penultimate level
TT2KB?
lurking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's amazing. Oh, there's a bunch of people. Let me hop over there. Hey, how you guys doing? I haven't seen you guys in a while. Blah, 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 blah.
I
You know,
think the plan I have for transitioning over to TeamSpeak 5 is Discord is not going to be removed entirely, but it's more or less going to be turning into like a public facing thing where we'll invite, we're going to like invite anyone and everyone that comes in, and then TeamSpeak 5 might be members only, but TeamSpeak 5 is like where we're going to do like serious like operations, whatever. So that's going to be like your members only section.
Yeah.
And then maybe that's a perk to joining the group. If you want to join us for like the cool shit, you have to actually apply and join us, and you get access to the TeamSpeak server.
It's gonna be difficult to keep stuff active between the two, because one of the things I look for when I join a Discord server is how active is this actual server. I mean, is there conversations that's happening all day every day?
Well, one
Is
thing
it
we
just
can
a
do-
shit show?
Well, I mean, like one thing we can do too is like we already have limits on new people. You can't even see shit if you're not a member. So I think turning that into just a public, basically a public forum where members and non-members can whatever, just kind of shoot the shit, do whatever,
A
right?
Reddit.
And then TeamSpeak
well,
will
it's
be
for public raids. One of those times when you do public raids.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's got to shadow and run both of them.
because like for the recruiting value,
And that
the
would
That's what I'm doing, Mouse.
that would solve Sears. What's up?
for being able to recruit people, here's your Discord link. There you go. And maybe that can also be used as a vetting process. You see how people are on Discord before you kind of give them the VIP pass to whatever.
We're making it like TeamSpeak, like what Mal said. We were making TeamSpeak like us and the officers are going to have TeamSpeak. So when we do big raids, we're going to go like officers will be on TeamSpeak, so we can have like special push to talk option that we can just talk to the officers, like the high level orders, and then for Discord, everyone else is just going to be doing whatever the
Also, keep
non-battle
in mind
stuff.
with
That's a huge
TeamSpeak,
moral high ground. See,
With,
I'm going to do it because I'm going to literally go push. Dude, thanks for coming to this raid. It was fantastic having you. Click. Wow, what a fucking twat that dude was.
The other thing to keep in mind,
Ladies and gentlemen,
is-
Plague.
The other thing to keep in mind is that TeamSpeak is highly moddable. So you're gonna have scripts, you're gonna do whatever. I can guarantee you're gonna be able to set up a bot or whatever to go from TeamSpeak to Discord.
Literally,
There's-
they could give you money every time you log in. Most people won't switch.
One thing we've used before, and we had to use TeamSpeak to do this when we played Arma, was there's a script and a mod you can get for TeamSpeak and Arma, where when you're in the game, you have to also be logged into TeamSpeak. But when you're in the game, you get a radio, and you actually have to set the radio to different radio frequencies, and it'll automatically change your channel in TeamSpeak.
That's
It will
pretty
also
sweet.
keep track of like where you are and everything like that. Yeah.
That's pretty sweet. It's almost like what Vermintide 2 did with the Twitch interaction, where like your streamers could actually, add boons or cons to your game just by watching and voting, right? So it's kind of like that same interaction.
All right, I want to be courteous of people's time.
Oh shit!
Tuesday, Bobo
Okay.
will be here with Malice and I on the MMO grind. Tuesday, right,
tuning
Malice?
Yep.
Malice, what are we talking about with Bobo?
We're going to learn all we can about Bobo.
If you want to know what Bobo looks like and more importantly sounds like, come
that
on
accent.
Tuesday.
Dude, and an amazing sordid history of being in MMOs.
So come learn about your fellow gamers Tuesday night. We'll see you here. Otherwise, the town hall will be the second Sunday of every month. And otherwise, we'll see you on Tuesday. Thank you, everybody, for being here.
All right, guys.
Peace.
Doodles.
Care Bear countdown, guys.
Gilded.